I'm ready.
All right, we're live.
Awesome.
What do you think, Cam?
It's cool.
This is where I play all my video games, watch
I've
sports,
always
hang
wanted
out.
to do something like this where I have like figures and like.
You have any? You have collected
Yeah,
any?
I always like to collect.
He
cool
collects
things.
a lot, actually.
What do you have collected right now?
I used to collect. I forgot what they're called. I think they were called vinyl idols or something like that. I would have a Dr. Brown and a Marty McFly one, and I had the 3 original Ghostbusters ones.
Do you have them in your room?
Yeah. Although.
I'm gonna get Tatiana to bring us some water.
Yeah, that'll be good.
But one that I always used to, ones that I used to really like to, but now I'm not really into anymore is Amiibo. I always used to collect those. My most recent one, I got a giant Detective Pikachu one, which is cool because it's really big and it's really like, it's like large and what's the word?
It's like a figure.
Yeah. Basically, amiibos are like action figures, but you use them in-game because they have a little stand, and the stand has like electronics in it where if you place it on like the Nintendo console, it'll like put something into that game from the amiibo.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about. And it, like when you put the figure on it and it goes into the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I've seen that before.
Like in Breath of the Wild, if you use any like past or current Legend of Zelda game amiibos, it'll give you like special items like food or plants or whatever, and then it'll drop a chest, and then in that chest you could either get armor, weapons, shield, bows.
This is for the Switch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which he recently got back into for whatever the reason. I think he's getting tired of Fortnite.
I don't know how. I can't stop playing.
I don't know. I always just used to get annoyed because for the new Fortnightmares update, I would always like be in the middle of a really intense fight and then some random zombie would come in and ruin it all.
But it's over on Sunday.
Yeah, I heard there's like
normal.
a special time event Sunday at 1 p.m. like the rocket launch.
Yeah, I think it's gonna have to do with the cube that's in the middle.
Well, what do you mean? What's over? Then no more Fortnite after Sunday?
No more zombies. So because of Halloween and everything, they threw zombies in the game.
Gotcha.
And it made it a lot harder. Like you're in the middle of like.
That's what he was saying.
Yeah,
it's
you're
like
at the end
a
of the
tired
game.
of like just getting killed.
Yeah, at the end of the game, you're like one-on-one fighting, and there's zombies all around you. It's like holy crap, what the hell's going on?
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool, but it just limited time is good enough.
Sometimes it has its advantages because if somebody else is in the middle of fighting zombies and you spot them, then they're really unprepared to fight you.
Yeah, you just third party them, and it's so much easier.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I know nothing about
But then when it happens to you, you're like angry and annoyed.
Yeah. But he actually loves old-time movies.
Mm-hmm.
He like Ghostbusters, Back to the Future.
The new Ghostbusters came out recently, right?
With the women?
Yeah, 2016, I think.
Oh, so it's a little older already. Was
Yeah,
it any decent? I didn't watch it.
A lot of people didn't like it.
I heard that.
I think a lot of people
Did you like it?
I liked it for the humor. I think too many people were getting too sensitive to it being connected to the old one, and people were like, why would they try to recreate like the original Ghostbusters? But really, I think it was just to have a laugh.
Yeah.
The funny thing was the whole movie doesn't feel serious enough like the original Ghostbusters. It feels like an hour-and-a-half long spoof. Just because it's made of so many of the SNL
That's such a hard movie though to like recreate. It was so good and had so
but
many
I like
fans.
the storyline.
You're talking about the one with all the girls.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
But
who were the actors in it?
It was Melissa McCarthy, and then I forget, but the blonde woman from SNL, and I don't really remember their names. I remember Melissa McCarthy and I keep forgetting because there's so many different actors that are in the movie from SNL. It's hard to keep track of who's who. But what I liked about it is it's the only thing I liked it better than the original Ghostbusters is I liked the plot a lot better. Like, the reason why I felt... The only thing I liked about the original Ghostbusters is that ghosts were invading New York City and these, like, underdogs had to try to save them without getting any negative backlash.
Yeah.
But the only thing I didn't like about it was, like, Zod and, like, what the villain was. Like, this one was cooler because it had to do with, like actual villainous people. Like, I didn't like that they combined ghosts with, like, gods and, like, mythology and everything like that.
That's in
the
the newer
first
one?
No,
Oh,
that
the
was
first
the
one.
first one.
This one, there was an actual villain.
Oh, okay.
A
like,
human.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's cool because then he becomes a ghost. But it's not just, like, a invisible flying Casper-like
He's
guy.
like powers and stuff.
Yeah.
Right? That's cool.
Chris Hemsworth, that's who I was forgetting. He's in it. He plays the receptionist, but he's really dumb.
Yeah,
Which is funny.
which is funny. That was
He's good.
Fun.
Yeah, because, like, there's this one scene where the phone's ringing, and they tell the Ghostbusters are like, Kevin, can you pick up the phone? And he's like, I can't, it's in the fish tank. Because there's, like, a prop in the fish tank for fun, and then they point to the actual one, and then he's like, oh, I didn't see that. It's really funny.
What would you say is your favorite, like, in your top 3 of all time movies? What is your favorite?
I really like Ready Player One.
So good.
I love that movie.
Such a
good.
good movie.
I
I liked
love
it myself, and I'm not a gamer.
I love Steven Spielberg. I want to be like him.
That's your
when I
favorite
grow up.
director?
Yeah, because he's directed so many of my favorite movies, like Ready Player One, The BFG. One of my other favorites, The Adventures of Tintin, which is a live action. Actually, a lot of people confuse it with animation, but it's actually CGI because the voice actors for the characters in the movie actually had to wear the green screen suits and
And act
everything
it out.
and have to actually act it out because it's what I love about the style of the movie is that even though it's supposed to look realistic and like they're real people, it has like cartoonish features. Like the captain has that weird like buffy nose, and like there would be parts where something like weird happens, like in the original Wild E. Coyote and the Roadrunner cartoons when he would run over and then look down and fall.
Yeah.
Funny stuff like that would happen where there's this one part where Tintin is unconscious and his head is about to go into the moving propeller of an airplane, and then the captain throws him over, but then his parachute gets stuck and he like twirls around, and it's a lot of fun.
Uh-huh.
And then Ready Player One, Tintin I really like. I don't know why. A lot of people didn't like this movie, but I really loved Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Is that the latest one?
Yeah. And I'm
I didn't see
excited
it.
for the newest one because apparently now there's a new plot where dinosaurs are in society. And like,
not a theme park. It's
yeah.
But you're a Chris Pratt fan too, so.
Yeah, but,
that's true.
I heard that the newer one is coming out in 2021. Very far away.
Yeah, that's a couple
But
years.
Steven Spielberg produces the newer ones too, so.
You said before you wanted to be like Steven Spielberg, so you want to
Yeah,
direct or produce or
yeah,
stuff like that?
because one day it was this year. No, it was last year in school. We had an ELA assessment where we had to read a bunch of passages and then answer multiple choice questions on them, and one of them was a biography of how Steven Spielberg became a well-known director, and I read how he used to sneak into Universal Studios and like work in a janitor's closet, and he would always, when he was very young, he would always use like an old film camera and make movies for his family and friends to watch.
Just mess around with it at home
Yeah.
and stuff?
So
Do you do anything like that?
Yeah, I used to always like well, also besides from directing and like making movies and things like that, I also really like adding like cartoons and drawings into it because the new movie that's coming out in this Christmas, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, really can't wait to watch that. The style of it is really cool because it uses the style from comic books, things like that, and they interpret that into the movie where like, you know, like how in old comic books, instead of having clear lines to outline like characters or drawings or pictures in the little boxes, they would have the million little tiny dots.
Or, yeah, like pixels.
Pixels.
Yeah. They have that in a couple scenes where they're showing like lights or light bulbs. It would be like the little pixels around that to express that it's glowing or something like that. There are also really cool
This is
scenes.
Spider-Man? This is
Yeah,
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man
Yeah.
Into the Spider-Verse. It's the first movie with a biracial superhero. So instead of having
Oh, is that
Miles Morales,
Oh,
he's the
okay.
Black Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
But it's cool because I guess the plot of the movie is like he has just recently become Spider-Man, and then Kingpin, an old classic Spider-Man villain, creates this diabolical machine called the Super Collider, which merges all these different universes together, and that's how we get like different forms of Spider-Man. And then the original Tobey Maguire Peter Parker comes in as kind of like a mentor for the new.
And it's Tobey Maguire?
Well, no, it's not played by Tobey Maguire,
But
but
is
it's
that-
the character
okay.
of Tobey Maguire. So it's played by Jake Johnson, who was who played, I don't know if you remember, but he played the nerdy tech guy from the first Jurassic World, like the first one with Chris Pratt.
No.
Well, he's in a lot of funny movies, but he plays the new Peter Parker, and I just love like the art of it because there's this old Spider-Man villain called the Prowler, which usually in the Peter Parker universes it's just a guy who he knew and then they fight, but in this one it's Miles Morales' uncle, but they don't know that. Like, Miles Morales' uncle doesn't know that his nephew is Spider-Man, his archenemy, and then Miles Morales doesn't know that his uncle is the Prowler, which creates a really cool plot twist, I guess you could say, or cool plot line for the movie. But yeah, it's really cool.
What kind of stuff do you do at home though to like practice this?
Like, recently, I've joined the art club at school, and I want to get back into it at Hofstra University. I used to love doing art classes.
Okay, what kind of art? Like actual physical drawing?
Yeah, like we would we focused on one main unit where we would make comics, and I kept a bunch of them at home, and I liked it a lot because I like having like the neat straight lines and then having like your own like characters in it. The reason why I haven't liked previous art classes that I've taken in the past, like I remember I always used to take like I think like a couple of years worth of at this one art place in Roslyn, and it never really felt.
You were a lot younger though.
Yeah, but it never really felt like the best fit for me because we would never like get to draw anything we wanted.
I knew that's where you were going with it.
It was
And
always
it's kind of directed.
It's structured.
Yeah, structured. You have to do this. You have to do that, rather than letting you
Right.
do
What they
whatever
would-
your ideas.
What they
are.
would do there is say, okay, today we're going to learn about Andy Warhol. And they would tell you a little bit about it, which I thought was good as well, but obviously he wasn't too keen on it. But they would tell you a little bit, right, it's a good way to start, so you get to know other artists. And then they would draw something in their style, right, or
Yeah.
genre, or whatever.
Mhm.
So that's what they would do. But of course, and I had this with him actually, even when he was a lot younger, we had put him in art classes, and he didn't want to go and he didn't want to do it. And the art teacher would say, listen, when someone is a true artist, they don't want to be told what to draw or what to do.
Makes
Like,
sense.
today we're going to do profiles, or today we're going to do, like backdrops or settings, or, it's like, however, whatever they feel like they want to do, they want to do it. They don't want to be put into a box where, okay, you got to do it this way.
Yeah.
To them, that's not really
It's also
creative.
Yeah, the creative part of that is
It's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gone once they tell you what to do.
What Cam's saying is where he likes to use his creativeness and do his own thing, which is so much better.
Right.
I think for a young artist, as you know, like.
Yeah. So what I have been telling him is, and I know because he's young, so he doesn't really understand. I told him he has to join as many things in school, like with drama and all that, because I think it would be a good background. He doesn't think so because he's like, I don't want to act. But to me, what I see is that it's important for you to know all aspects
Of art.
of that particular art. So you know what it takes, and you can see the nuances of what it takes to act.
Especially if you really want to get into directing, you should really know what acting's about, I would think.
Right, exactly. That would be like a great way of getting right into it and knowing what you need to do or how you need to act in order to make something come to life. Because I think that's... Am I wrong? Is that what a director does, right? He's the one that kind of is controlling the way the picture's going to come out,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
How the
So
story
you
is
kind of have
told.
to see it from all aspects. I see where you're going with it, yeah. You don't like that, Cam? You don't think you should
No, I
do that?
do, because I always like to watch, like, behind the scenes of movies and everything like that, and there's always those one shots of when the director is, like, expressing an emotion or something that they want the actor to, like, perform in camera, like, if
Like the one we saw with Ron Howard that I showed you?
I don't really remember that.
Okay. I thought
But
it
like yeah, like that. But where like there will always be the director like huddling up with the actor and being like showing a face or like doing hand motions to like show how they want the actor to feel, and like if the director wants their character to be performed as like someone who's scared and shy, they don't want their actor to be acting all happy and like being out there. So then what they do is they have to like see it from the actor's shoes and be like,
They kind of step into that and do what the actor is supposed to do, and then just tell them, all right, go do that.
Exactly, because if a director only sees it from a director's point of view, then they don't know what measures or what tactics to take if an actor doesn't feel comfortable doing it a certain way. Like, you can't just tell somebody to do this and expect them to like do it the perfect way you want it. You have to dive deeper into the method that they use for what's
I didn't
best
even
for
think
them.
of it that way.
Yeah. That sounds super hard.
It really does, can be, I guess, right?
I remember you showed me on Christmas last year. Was it last year? When like some story you were creating, like a whole plot for a movie you wanted to like make. Am I wrong on this?
What was it?
I don't remember.
He does come up with a lot of...
You had like a whole structure to like a plot for a specific movie that kept coming to your head, and you never really... I remember you telling me about it, and you like never really went with it. It was really just ideas at that point. You had like characters and everything. I don't remember...
Was it when we were over?
Wait, when?
It was on Christmas, I think at Andrew's house.
Ah.
We were sitting down for a while, you were telling me the whole thing.
I feel like I remember doing it, I just don't remember, like, what it was.
I was just trying to see if you maybe followed up with it and stepped into it more.
But one that I have been thinking of is similar to, like, Bob's Burgers and Family Guy. I want to make, like, on Adult Swim, like, when I grow up, like, I want to be well known for, like, a really funny and creative show to make on a channel similar to that, where it'll have lots of jokes and humor, like, in there, but I also want it to have, like an emotional feel to it, like, where if you see a character that you love, you don't, like, see them die and then be like, oh, they'll be back. You want to, like, feel attached to them.
Yeah.
To where, the point where you, like, get
You're
upset.
that they're gone.
Because I remember there's been a bunch of cases, like, in shows or movies where I've actually gotten mad or upset that somebody died. One funny one is recently, me, my friend Sam, and Mom and Dad, we the four of us, we went to this faraway movie theater to watch The Meg, which I really liked, by the way. A lot of people said they didn't think it was a good movie because it was too silly and it didn't have like enough like
What's it called?
The Meg.
It's about it's about these this research team that has like this lab in the middle of the ocean, and they go down to the Marina Trench and they find out that there's still a megalodon alive, and then the Marina Trench is covered in like this really cold liquid or whatever that keeps everything in the Marina Trench in the Marina Trench, and apparently
like the bottom of the ocean wasn't actually the bottom of the ocean.
There's
It
more.
was just a layer where there was a deeper layer where this Meg, where these larger fish and whatever.
Oh, I never heard of this.
yeah. And
I didn't think it was a good movie.
it's a book and everything, but basically the plot is when they took the little how do you say this, like submarines, I guess you could say, like
Yeah.
to there, they released a gap in the boundary that kept the animals down there, and that's why the Meg is like an hour
was able to
now.
come through.
Okay.
And basically the plot is they have to try to find it and kill it. The weird thing is the reason why it never got me like scared or jumping behind is the funny thing is it gets you jumping a lot, but not the way it should be. Like not where it's like you see a body or anything like that. I remember
It's
like
just like
there were,
surprise.
Yeah.
there were at least 5 times where Mom cursed in Portuguese. and the funniest thing was the chairs that we had were not very stable. They would like bounce and move side to side. So every time you jumped, you would go that. And because there was like one major jump scare scene was when there are like these long tubes underwater where they have like scientists walk through and everything. And the one little girl of like the main character, the daughter of the main character, the Meg, like it's really creepy because the
Comes
Meg
up to the
just
glass.
comes up to the glass and then bites it, but it doesn't break through. And then when everybody hears the vibration of the Meg biting the glass, they see like giant teeth marks, and then like a whale head just like bumps into the glass, and it's terrifying because you would have thought it was like the Meg coming back.
Breaking through.
Yeah, but then it turns out that it was just a bunch of whales that the Meg was eating. But I like the plot because I don't know if you've ever seen this, but do you know the show The Office?
Yeah, of course.
I love that show.
It's amazing.
Can I say something before you continue? Remember what you're saying. He literally, so it's been off the air for a while now, right?
Yeah.
So we were watching it pretty much like every day after work or after school when we were together. When he would come after school, so he saw, what was it, 6, 7, 8,
9
seasons.
9 seasons? 9 seasons. So finally, the last episode, he's like, so emotional. He's like, I can't believe it. There's no more Office. What am I going to do now? What am I going to do? So that's what I said. I said, you can just rewind it. This is the glory of today's technology, right?
Yeah.
You go on. He goes, no, but I already know what's going to happen. It's not the same. The excitement won't be there. So the very next morning, he gets up, and his favorite character was Michael
Scott.
Steve Carell.
Steve
Michael
Carell.
Scott.
Right, exactly. And so he gets up, and what was the movie you were watching?
Alexander and the Horrible, Terrible, No Good, Very Bad Day.
Alexander, the Horrible, Terrible,
No Good, Very Bad Day.
No Good, Very Bad
What a
Day.
name.
I know. It's a great show, movie. He's in it. Steve Carell is in it, and I'm like, why are you watching this? He goes, because I'm missing Steve Carell. So
Did you eventually start it over from the beginning?
No.
No, because
Oh, you should, because it's just as good.
what I loved about the show is that Because there would always be like these funny, like these subtle scenes that you would never expect, but that would just happen.
Like dry humor.
And then, because I know what's gonna happen, I'm gonna watch it and I'm gonna love it just the same when I rewatch it, and then it'll be over again, and then I'll be just as upset.
Again.
That's what I do with Friends. So I've watched Friends at least 30 times from beginning to
Are
end.
you serious, Friends?
Yeah, it's so good. Are you kidding?
I love Friends. Yeah, but it's funny. I never thought of rewatching Friends.
We do it all the time.
Oh, that's
We've
so funny.
seen it between since we've been together, at least 5 times from beginning to end. Friends.
That's
It's
incredible.
so good, and it doesn't change. It's always just as good. Still laughing just as hard. I'm telling you, start it from the beginning again. You'll love it.
Yeah, he actually got me into The Office. I mean, he's been watching it for a while.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've always heard of The Office and heard people saying, hey, it's good, whatever. But once I sat down and started watching it, I was like, oh my God, this is genius.
Yeah.
And they have such great actors.
Did you see the other day, Steve Carell tweeted that if The Office was in today's day and age, it would fail.
Why?
Because of the sensitivity in today's society.
Is that right?
Yeah.
It would, I think.
Probably
There's
right.
a lot
Everything.
There's a lot of racist jokes in the
Mhm.
show, and
Yeah.
a lot of sexual jokes,
Uh-huh.
and people are so sensitive today.
Yeah, you can't say anything anymore. It's ridiculous. So, and he's probably right.
He could be right. They probably wouldn't allow it to go on or have some activists
Yeah.
fight against
Yeah.
it, protest it,
People have nothing better
something
to do.
like that, right? Where it's like we're joking.
I know.
We're making that actually making fun of everyone.
Yeah, comedy is
Everyone's game.
been this way forever.
Right.
But anyway, what happened with the Meg was one of the main characters.
Right, yes. We
We'll go back to the Meg. Wait, one thing before we go to the Meg. You know what actually he said he wanted to do already since he's been little too. Besides being a director, he wanted to do stand up comedy. Stand up. Yes, you told us that, and I said you're very shy. You gotta be okay with being up there,
Yeah.
which is great.
Definitely not easy.
He wanted to be a comedian.
That's a hard job.
That is very hard.
Yeah.
Oh,
You up for that? You don't want to do that anymore?
He's actually very good because he's witty and he retains a lot of information.
Yeah, like one comedian that he's an old one, but he used to be on America's Got Talent, like the old seasons, and he was hilarious.
Oh.
Because, I don't remember his name, but he was short, and he would always have
America's Got Talent.
yeah, he was a comedian on America's
Howie
Got
Mandel?
No, it was a contestant.
Yeah, no idea.
And
He made it big after
yeah,
Talent?
I think he got a golden buzzer at one point and everything. But he was always so funny and witty, and he would always do this thing where he would say something and make you think that what he was saying is what you thought he was, and then he would change it. He got second place one year to a talking dog act, and he was talking about how he's all upset about how he lost a dog and everything, and then he was like,
Do you blame him?
and then he was like, but don't get me wrong, ladies and gentlemen, I love dogs. I have a lab. It's a meth lab, but I guard it with pickles.
That's good.
And then, but yeah, he was always really witty that way, and that's what I hope, that's the kind of humor I hope to put on, in shows and things like that, because
I think you can do it.
I think so.
I love Rick and Morty so much.
A lot of people
Justin
do.
Roy-
I can't do cartoons.
Justin Roiland, he's voiced so many characters that I've known, Lemon Grab from Adventure Time. The time I forgot his name. It was something with a B, but it was the time traveler from Gravity Falls. Never mind. The time traveler from Gravity Falls. Rick and Morty.
He does both of them?
Yeah, he does so many here. Mr. Meeseeks. He plays a bunch of characters in a lot of different shows, which is funny because you can always tell it's him because he's always got a really high-pitched voice. And if it's not high-pitched, then it's super low and gravelly. But, what I love about Rick and Rick and Morty is he always has that witty and, that witty and clever humor, where there's this one episode where he turns himself into a pickle, like just a regular pickle, and then there's this whole bit in the very beginning of the episode where him and Morty are arguing over why being a pickle is so cool, because Morty is just
so ridiculous.
Because Morty is just like, what's so cool about being a pickle? And then Rick's like, Morty, I'm a pickle. Be interested. And then it's so dumb. But yeah, we're getting way off topic.
Yeah, let's go back.
About the Meg. So Rainn Wilson, who played Dwight Schrute in The Office, he's one of the main characters in the Meg, and he plays the rich douchebag. Because he owns, like, the whole...
Wait, are you allowed to say that?
You can say whatever you want.
Oh.
That's up to you. It's your son.
He owns, like, the whole, research facility and everything. And for some reason, he's always wearing, like, Air Jordan 1s. And he would always wear, like, jeans and, like, a coat and everything. And he'd always have, like, sunglasses and, like, a cap. Because he would always be like all childish and everything. And there's this one scene where he goes for the Meg and tries to kill it himself so he can sell it or whatever and like get more money. And what he does is he's on this
sorry, Cam. Dude, tag me in one of those. Are you putting this on Instagram?
Yeah.
Tag me in one of them, and people can go to the link in my bio to
look at it.
Start watching. Yeah, they can watch live with us. And just tell them to click the link. Sorry, Cam, you can continue.
It's okay. And him and a couple of his friends were like on this boat, like this small little motorboat, and he had these other guys who who worked for him, like in this helicopter, and they would drop like these explosives into the water because they spotted where the Meg was and they thought they blew it up, but they didn't, and it's a really cool scene because you see like a giant like blob of blubber just float up to the to the surface, and then they have the boat go right next to it, and he has one of his friends jump into the water and like try to collect the teeth out of it, and then the friend jumps back in behind them, and then he's like, this thing doesn't have any teeth, and then the rich guy is like, what do you mean he doesn't have teeth? And then the guy's like, I think we blew up a whale. And then like you hear like thuds, and then he's like, it's right underneath us. And then they're so dumb because they like put full speed on the boat, and then the idiot, the rich guy, falls out of the thing into the water.
Which is
Dwight Schrute. Yeah.
Dwight Schrute.
Oh, you said that. He said that already. Yeah.
And he falls out of the boat because they go so fast and they can't even hear him because usually when you're in a boat, the water like jetting out of the back is so loud you can barely hear anything. So they're just full speed like sailing away. And then what he does is he like grabs onto the whale carcass and he just like hopes to God that he doesn't like get spotted, and then you see the fin of the Meg just swimming
right
behind him, and then you see like him like holding on in the mouth going like that, but then as it turns out the Meg really just bit a chunk out of the whale and not him, and so it's such a big relief, and he climbs higher onto the whale and he's like, and he just places his head. It's the creepiest thing. You see a giant mouth, boom, right over him, the tips of his fingers get cut off.
Ooh, and it's like gory and everything? You see
well, the weird thing is that when it's really not gory since it's so big, there's not really like blood or anything. I think the most gory scene was when they pull a hand out of the water. Because there's this one scene where one of the other main characters die, and you don't even see any like body parts falling off. It's just him
like
swallowing
Quentin Tarantino, where it's just crazy gore and everything, right?
Yeah, but it's really freaky because it's at nighttime, so all you see is the moon and like a fog and clouds everywhere. And the only reason why you can actually see the Meg and everything is because the helicopter is still above the whale, and it has like these lights, like all. What I got really annoyed about, well, one, I got really upset because I just saw Dwight getting killed, and I'm like, I don't want Dwight to die. And then the second thing that annoyed me is that he didn't even have to die, because if the stupid pilots were still in the helicopter, why didn't they just throw down a ladder or anything? I don't know, I got really confused. Maybe they didn't see that he was there, but if he knew that they didn't see him, why didn't he, like, wave to them? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that makes it dumb about the movie. Like, one scene that my mom pointed out that she thought was really stupid was that at the final scene when, you know Jason Statham?
Yeah.
He's the hero of the movie, and there's this one scene where it's just him and the Meg, and my mom got so irritated because he legit pops out of his submarine, and it's just him and his body fighting a 30-foot long shark.
Well, you know,
so it's a
he's
little, the
always,
whole movie's a little bit ridiculous.
Yeah,
It's not
it is,
supposed
it
to
is.
be like
it is.
Yeah,
realistic.
because
And he's always the hero,
Yeah,
whatever his name
Jason
is.
Statham.
Yeah.
Because there should be a lot more gore, or at least a lot more blood or bodies like that you see in the movie. But it's so dumb because there's this one beach scene where the Meg just goes to this Japanese beach, and then it's so, for some, this is probably true, but it's like one of the most popular beaches because since it's just a reef, like, near the shore, so many people just float
It
out
was
there.
like in China, wasn't it? Like
No,
in
it was in Japan.
It was in Japan. Okay.
And it's just all these,
My
like,
bad.
all these people in, like, pool noodles and everything.
That was
floating out
hilarious,
there.
though.
And then there's this one scene where the Meg is just swimming beneath them, and it uses his fins to get the anchors of where these people are. They're like planks, getting
Like
held by like an
pontoons.
anchor.
Yeah, so they don't drift off.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then in the middle of the ocean,
Yeah.
and people are just
Yeah.
hanging out on top of them.
Yeah, and the
Yeah,
Meg
you know.
uses its fins to like pull the chains from the anchors, and then all the
And
planks
being
get
dragged.
get dragged next to each other, and then it's just the Meg like chomping onto it. And it's dumb because there has to have been at least 2 minutes worth of the Meg swimming through people but not eating anyone. He's just
Yeah.
swimming through people.
Right.
Although I have to, the one scene of the movie that I actually
You're
like.
gonna tell them the whole movie.
I'm probably never gonna watch it. I don't even want to
No,
watch
you won't
ever
watch it.
any movies ever.
Oh,
Bad.
we're big movie buff. He's a big movie buff.
But there is this one scene that I have to give props to the movie for. It's both funny and like creative at the same time. Do you know those like giant rubber see-through balls that you like roll?
Mhm.
Like it's
And float
it's
in
like,
the water and
yeah,
stuff.
and
And
you
you're
like roll
inside
it
of them.
like
Yep.
a giant hamster ball basically.
Yeah.
There's this one random guy who's in it, and the Meg comes and he bites into it, and then all you hear is a because like the outside of it just because it's got
That
these
was
like
good.
2 giant corks that hold it together without
Oh,
having
so
the
all
air
the air in
pop
it.
out. So the Meg just like floats out of the water, bites it with the dude inside, and then like this really cool camera shot where one of the corks just like flies into the camera after he bites
Oh,
into it. It's
okay.
just like
Oh, that's the
See,
kind of
that-
that's the kind of like scary stuff that happens.
Yeah.
Where you
Right.
can see it coming.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But see, that's all part of directing too, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And
absolutely.
making that. So
So those details is like what you
Absolutely.
like about the movie.
yeah.
Where you're saying most people don't like this movie, but you like the movie because of these little.
I also
details.
really like the creativity, like
Nothing else came out of this portal. Just the Meg.
No, well, the plot twist is that there are 2 of
there's
them.
2.
So the first one
The
is
big one that you thought was the big one was actually the
The smaller
smaller
one.
one.
and then there's and it's so dumb because
Spoiler.
It's
so-
spoiler alert.
it's so dumb because there's the small one that they focus on in the first half of the film, and then they eventually poison it in its mouth, which really, if you think about it, they could have done that with the second one.
Yeah,
But
if you did it the
instead they
first
make
one.
it a big deal. Oh, we have to bring in pods and submarines and have missiles and everything launch at it. Why can't you just put a poisonous dart
Well,
in
it
its
wouldn't
mouth
have
like
been
the
as
first one?
interesting of a movie, right?
We need jobs.
But basically, they poison the first shark, and they have it. I don't know why you would do this. They have it hang from a pole on the boat, so it's just like a giant shark hanging from a metal pole. It's dumb. I don't know why. And then all of a sudden, the bigger one pops out of the ocean, bites onto the dead one, and then it capsizes the boat because it like flails on the boat and then it like tilts it, which is a cool plot twist. So I don't know how the second one we never saw before, because clearly they had to have been near each other.
Maybe throughout the movie. How many times did you watch this movie?
Once, but I wanted to watch it again.
If you watch it again, maybe pay attention. Maybe you are seeing the bigger one sometimes throughout the movie, but you don't know that there's two, so you're not registering that it is the bigger one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I knew that. I just knew once they killed the smaller one, right? Because they killed the smaller one.
It was only,
I'm like, wait, that's too easy.
Yeah.
I'm like, something
because
has.
it was only 45 minutes into the movie.
Yeah, I'm like, there is something that doesn't make
You
sense.
guys watch
here.
Stranger Things?
I love that. I'm so
So did you
upset
see
they
all
still.
the-
Yeah, they still haven't made. They
What?
still.
All those little, I forget what are they, Pops? What are they called?
Yeah, I would say pops.
Yeah. Those are all, it's 11, a Demi
Oh, yeah. Now I see it, yeah. Love it. I follow them on Instagram.
Yeah. They did the Ghostbusters for Halloween.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
upset that they haven't
He
made a
was
season 3
Ghostbusters
yet.
when he was smaller.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm upset that they haven't made season 3 yet.
Have they started it? Do you know?
No, I don't even think they made a trailer yet for it.
Yeah.
Which is weird
When
because
did
the
two
last
end?
one.
2 ended earlier this year, no?
Yeah,
No,
I
it
think it
It's over a
ended.
year already.
I think it ended.
I don't think
I
so.
think it ended last Christmas, which is weird because they have
Was
the
it?
beginning
Yeah,
of the
I think
season
Oh,
in
so
Christmas.
maybe something will be coming out
Halloween?
soon.
Maybe it has to be. It's already been like basically about a full year, and they haven't even made a trailer or anything, which
So
is
maybe we'll
upsetting
see it.
No,
because
Stranger Things was awesome.
So
It's
good.
awesome.
So good. The new one you guys gotta watch. You guys like horror at all?
kinda. I really
the
like.
whole-
Nelly loves it. I'm like Stranger Thing horror is okay, but
Yeah, that's alright.
I'm not into like Michael
It-
Myers or.
No, The Haunting of Hill House. It's about a haunted house. It's a TV show. Netflix
Oh Lord,
series.
I don't know if I
It's
can
good.
do that. I won't be able to walk around in my house at night and shit. I'm serious.
You guys like that?
Yeah.
That doesn't really bother me.
I've been looking behind
It's
my
good, though.
shoulder.
It's so good.
I don't like creepy stuff like that.
One.
And I don't think Cameron does either.
No, I actually. It really depends. Like I'm perfectly fine if it's like aliens or anything like that. Like things that you can clearly tell don't exist.
Yes.
I don't
yes.
like movies that like have
Movies?
murderers and everything. Like
Right, because
one
that you
movie-
feel like it can happen.
one movie.
I mean, how many times have you seen a ghost?
I don't know. Sometimes when I look real quick, I feel like something's there.
Yeah, I guess.
One movie that's really low key and not too many people like really get into it, but it's really scary. You know M. Night Shyamalan, the director.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
He directs a bunch of horror films.
Yeah, and alien films too. Like,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
He
he did. Yeah, he did.
Alien Covenant.
Wait, not like alien themed films. You're talking about the movie Alien.
No, alien themed films.
Oh.
Signs. Signs.
Oh, Signs. Okay.
That
yeah,
was him.
that
You know
good.
Split, Glass. Or well, Glass is the new one.
Split
Split,
sounds familiar.
Unbroken.
No.
No. What
Oh.
is that? What are these? These are movies.
Yeah, by him. Well, anyway, one movie that's one movie
How do you
that's
know that? YouTube.
Yeah, because there's this one really old scary movie called The Visit. Do you know it?
It sounds familiar.
It's a really terrifying story of
the alien.
no, it has nothing to do with it. It's just about crazy
Visit.
people. It's basically it's the story of these two kids who
Should we do another spoiler alert?
I wouldn't recommend it. It's terrifying.
Really?
It's scary because of how true it feels, but
Yeah.
then at the same time you think, in real life, either they would die right away or they would have the police called and it would be over.
Yeah.
Basically, it's the story of these two kids whose parents are divorced and their mom sends them far away to their grandparents' house, but really the grandparents have been killed by this old
Oh, I've seen the trailer.
insane couple who escaped from a mental hospital.
Yeah.
And the whole plot is that at the end, when the kids face, or what is it called? Skype their mom, they show a picture of them with the grandparents, and then
they're
her mom's like,
those
aren't
Oh,
your
and the
grandparents.
kids never met the grandparents.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it's really oh my god.
Oh, that's pretty
Every
cool.
time I think of this image, I
That's messed up.
I get gagged in my I gag because there's this one scene when the grandparents are always like never go in the basement, like the grandparents.
Mhm.
The older sister goes in the basement and she opens up a tarp that's over a dumpster, and it's the regular grandparents' corpses.
Ooh.
the real grandparents.
Yeah, and it's gross because their eyes are gone, and it's just their like decapitating bodies just like
Ooh.
there. God, there's this
See,
one.
that's why you shouldn't watch that.
No,
kind
mom's
of
it was PG-13, and mom's like,
That's
this
PG-13?
isn't. Yeah. You know what else?
Yeah.
The Shallows is actually really scary.
What's the Shallows?
It's
That
a
sounds
shark
familiar,
movie.
You don't watch scary movies, Alex.
I don't watch movies at all. Any movies.
Just reruns of Friends.
Yes, that's it. I play video games.
The Shallows is just, you know, Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds'
Yeah.
wife.
Mhm.
She plays this surfer who goes to this.
Oh yeah, I have seen that.
You have?
With
It's
the
a
shark?
shark
The
movie.
shark?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great
yeah.
White Shark.
And do they sink? They sink? No, that's a different one.
No, that's
she's
47
on the
meters
buoy.
down.
She's on the buoy.
Yes, that's
Yes.
The Shallows. It's
I
the
have seen
scariest scene from that is
I
the
would
very
see parts of it, yeah.
the scariest scene from that is the very first death where this like fat drunken thief, she's on this rock
Right.
in the middle of the cove, and she sees him on the beach, and he wakes up, and she's like she's yelling because she's really far away from the shore. She's like, go in my backpack, get my phone, and call help. And then he goes in and takes her backpack and runs
takes
away
the
with
money.
it.
Yeah,
And then she
robs
sees,
her.
and then he sees her surfboard out in the middle, and he's like, ooh, free surfboard, and he
Oh, he
swims
was drunk,
out.
right? He was
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was drunk.
He
Yeah.
surfs out,
Sleeping
and
on
it's
the
so.
Yep.
The weirdest part is that this is how you know the director's a good director, when he can make you grossed out or scared of something and you don't even see what's happening. Because
Yeah.
what happens is all you see is
Yeah.
a zoom in shot of her looking at him getting chopped in half by the shark, and all you hear is like, or like something
The sound
bursting,
of it.
and then her going, and she's like gagging to the point where she's about to throw up, and then you see like it's weird because it looks like he's just crawling to the beach, and then it moves, and then you see his legs at the
Nobody,
bottom, and
yeah.
then it's really a
Only
really
the
scary
torso.
movie.
Yeah, I remember that.
But yeah, the visit's really creepy. Like after the night that they find out that those aren't their grandparents, they make a plan to run away. With the plot of it is that their parents' house, they live in the middle of nowhere. It's just farms and hills and mountains everywhere.
Yeah.
So getting help isn't really an option, and they have like 2 neighbors, and basically they open the side door, and then their grandparents come, and they're like, what are you doing? And then the door's slightly open, and you see a girl getting hung from a tree.
Oh my
And then
god.
they
Yeah.
Why are you watching this?
Mom showed it to me.
Blame mom. Sick play.
Because she only saw the beginning, and nothing happens in the beginning except the feeling that the girl's gonna walk into the oven and the crazy lady's gonna shut it and
That
burn
is
her.
not something you should be watching.
But it's dumb
That's all right.
because
Terrible.
there's even though it's really terrifying.
You know what I think you should do?
What?
I think you should do movie reviews on YouTube.
Ah, I like that. That is
You
actually
like
very good.
You like
'cause he's
talking
in-depth
about real in depth in movies.
and knowledgeable, which
Yes.
you need to be if you're gonna review a movie. I like that. That's
Yeah.
actually a very good idea.
That's true. I do like.
Do you have a
doing that.
YouTube account?
No, but
I know you're on it all the time.
I could make one. I
You
guess.
just gotta make an email and do it.
That's it.
But
Yeah.
one there is.
We
even-
gotta do that.
I could show you. You have a computer at home? A laptop.
Laptop.
That'll work fine too.
Yeah.
You could just edit. You can film it, whatever you're doing, and then you just edit it and post it after. Doesn't have to be like something live like we're doing now.
Mhm.
Right.
It could be. You could edit it and then post it.
Oh, that's awesome.
But
But like, you would have to get an edit. You would have to get like an
program.
app for editing and what have you.
Yeah, it's not hard at all. There's tons of free ones.
Oh, so that's cool.
But about about The Visit, even though it's a really terrifying movie and there's just scary or creepy parts happening at every minute, there is just that one hilarious, and I mean hilarious, where you're like belly laughing scene, where before that it's really creepy because the kids wake up because they hear this sound, and they wake up and they open the door and they see the grandma running around through the upstairs like this, and her hair's like down, like the girl from The Ring.
Oh God!
And she's
That
just
is-
like that.
I can't
And
even
then-
just describe it. That it's giving me the
but
heebie-jeebies.
Do not watch that show I told you about. Then.
But what's funny about it is that the next day the grandparents take the kids out on a walk through the snow, and the grandparents are like ahead in the trail or whatever, so they can't see the kids. But the little brother is like, to the sister, he's like, hey sis, watch this. And it's just him behind a bush, and then he runs like this. He just like imitates her,
God.
and it's hilarious.
Because he's the one who saw it.
But why?
Yeah.
Why was the grandmother doing that?
Because they're mentally insane. They
Oh, God.
escaped from a mental hospital.
Oh, you cannot watch this. You cannot watch this.
Just the thought of him.
This
that
freaks
is-
you out
Oh
so
my
much.
goodness, that is so freaky, man. Cannot deal with that.
But
That's so
yeah.
funny.
Do you know It, the new one?
Yeah, it was so good.
I like that one too.
That was really good.
He
I
wasn't
I don't
sup-
remember the
He
original.
wasn't
I'm pretty
supposed
sure.
to watch that either.
Oh, that was so good. Are you kidding? That's perfect. That was PG-13.
No, that was R.
Was it?
Because of the sexual and most likely the sexual and
Don't remember that.
sexual humor and the language. Because there are a lot of F words. A lot of people
maybe.
said a lot of reviews.
PG-13, you're only allowed one F-bomb. That's it.
Is that a real rule?
That's true.
That's so funny. I
Yeah,
didn't know
you're
that.
allowed one. After that, if you have more than one, it's
Honestly, I'm so vulgar
A lot of
that I
S
probably don't
words,
even
though.
realize how much is going on in like these movies.
But a lot of reviewers or people who were talking about it were saying that if they had less sexual and less sexual humor and a lot less cursing, people would say it would be PG-13.
Yeah.
Because it's, even though there's like somewhat blood, not even really.
Yeah, it's not that.
It's really
gory.
just jump scares and like, and even
Creepy.
though, yeah, creepy stuff.
The
It's
it,
not
the
like,
it character is just super
Yeah.
creepy.
yeah, Pennywise.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's funny is that
Who's the actor?
Bill Skarsgård.
That's
the-
his name.
Yeah, he's
Skarsgård.
yeah Skarsgård. He's not
name.
Scottish, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But he also played one of the members of X-Force in Deadpool 2, which was funny. He had a little cameo in that.
That
But,
was really good.
But
So
anyway,
he knows every actor. Of
Yeah, you're really good. I'm
I-
really bad with it though.
Me too. I just watch it and forget about who's in it.
I forget about what I
I'm
just
gonna
watched.
tell you one of my favorite, I guess, sci-fi movies, and I see. Speaking about being really bad, I can't even remember the title. The one with Groot. You have tissues if you wanna. The one with Groot. What is it?
Yeah.
Guardians of-
Guardians of the
that
Galaxy.
is not sci-fi at all.
It's not sci-fi.
No,
Of course it is.
Yeah,
That's-
of course it is.
that's action.
No,
If
but
you-
it's
No, but
sci-fi.
it's,
The
it's totally
description
fake.
of
it-
It's
it's total-
superheroes.
It's superhero. Like Groot is sci-fi.
The whole thing.
Yeah, it
They
is.
all have superpowers.
If you
That's
looked it up,
sci-fi.
the description would say comedy, action, adventure. Those are the only three I can think of. Sci-fi is like the alien movies. Like it's when you
I
bring
would
science
probably
into it.
classify superheroes as sci-fi because it's not real.
Just look up the title; it'll tell you underneath.
IMDb.
Or yeah, you could do that.
Fiction.
Oh, maybe just
No,
fiction.
Don't look at the definition.
Why?
That's not what I'm asking.
Hold on. Oh, you looked at the definition of sci-fi.
Well,
it says
that's
action,
not-
adventure, comedy. That's hilarious. It's not sci-fi.
Told you.
But I would.
Say that again.
Just
Action?
action, adventure, comedy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I got everything
You
right.
you did
You did.
actually. You gotta either you could get a tissue if you need to.
I'm
blow your
surprised.
nose, or-
I'm surprised. I would think it's sci-fi as well. But I guess not. I guess
To me,
Just
I guess
fiction.
not. So what? Star Trek? I guess is
it has to.
you actually
That's
have to
this
be
is
in outer
Guardians
space.
of the Galaxy.
I know,
They're protecting
Galaxy, right?
the
Yeah.
universe.
maybe because they don't really talk about like science and stuff. Like Star Wars, it's all about like
Mhm.
like, you know, like planets and everything. Just because it doesn't really involve science, even though it seems like it's involved with it, it doesn't really, like, mention anything about science.
Even Star Wars isn't one that's considered fantasy.
It's not considered Wi-Fi, sci-fi.
Wi-Fi. No, it says action adventure fantasy. Now I'm
That's
confused as to what sci-fi is.
I know the only thing I could go back to sci-fi is going to like Star Trek.
I always thought
That's sci-fi.
I always
Yeah.
thought sci-fi was when like the alien movies and Predator is when you actually
Is that
like
sci-fi?
talk about like science or bring science into it. Like the alien movies are sci-fi because
Science fiction.
it always like
I guess.
involves
I see
like
what you're
science
saying.
like in the labs and everything.
Scientists and everything.
Yeah.
I see what
And
you're
then-
saying.
yeah.
Where Star Wars and stuff is just a fictional
Yeah,
world.
where it's made up.
So like,
stuff.
would
Yeah.
The Fly be? No.
What?
The Fly, the movie.
The Fly.
What's the Fly?
Lord of the Flies?
No, The Fly. The scientist, scientist who like, I don't know. Somehow he's working on some kind of chemical compound where he ingested or.
This is a sci-fi. It's a
The Fly is a sci-fi?
Yeah, it's a
See?
drama horror sci-fi.
See? Is it because of the? I guess science is the key word.
Yeah.
Jesus, go figure, right? It's only in the
Yeah.
science fiction.
I
would never
anything with
think
space.
that.
I would
though.
think anything with space is science fiction.
That's what I would think. See, that's what I was thinking.
I guess not. All right, that's interesting.
Well, we
Good
learned
call,
something
Cameron.
new here. See, learned something new.
Good call.
Yeah.
You guys should have made a bet.
No, I would never bet against them when it comes to movie quiz. No way.
But yeah.
I like that idea though of
Movie critic, YouTube,
yeah.
whatever the hell I said before.
You did say being a movie of what was it that you used?
I can't even think of what I said and I said it before. What did I say before, Cam? You're good at this.
Wait, what?
What did I say you should do before on YouTube?
Oh, reviews.
Movie reviews.
Movie reviews. Thank you.
Yes.
Hopefully this doesn't happen to you when you get older. Like you just lose your mind.
I'm still young and it happens to me.
True.
Actually,
You're in your 20s.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
actually,
It's
Yeah,
over.
I'm probably worse than you with memory. It's really bad.
Actually, what?
next year, after the renovation of our house is done,
Did you guys start that?
well, we're starting the
preliminary.
plans.
Okay.
Yeah, we have the prints. We have some bids on it. You know, from the different trades and stuff. Trying to see if whether I just hire a contractor just to
Mhm.
do everything, or like me giving it out. You know, to like plumber, electrician.
Yeah, doing it
that
yourself
type of thing.
rather than over GC. Yeah.
What sucks is that we have to move out because it's major construction.
Where are you gonna go? Hotel?
Yeah, I don't. No hotel. It's
I don't know.
gonna be
People
like,
do that all the time.
It's gonna be like at least 4 to 6 months, at least.
Oh, okay. So
Can't
like
be in a hotel.
complex or something.
Probably rent something
Yeah.
temporarily. You
Yeah.
know, hopefully.
Like my dad did.
Is that what he did?
We were living in a complex. Forgot the name of them over in Westbury.
Oh, the Avalon.
Avalon, yeah. We were
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Avalon for a while.
Oh,
He was
wow.
building his house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. But he took. You guys were there for at least a year.
Yes. Well, he built it from. He had
Yeah, he
demoed the
knocked
house
it
that
down
was there.
and then built
yeah.
it up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
little bit more work.
that's what I was gonna talk about.
What?
The Joker,
His favorite Joker.
We spoke about that on Christmas.
Jerome,
From
Gotham.
Gotham, yeah. You were telling me all about him, showing me the YouTube videos and everything.
The funniest. Oh yeah, I was. The funniest thing.
It's the same guy from Shameless.
Yeah.
The funniest thing is that me and my friend Steven, I guess he likes Shameless, and
I guess.
Inappropriate for his age, though.
but he was
A
like,
little. That's probably why he likes it.
He has 3 older brothers.
They're all in college. 2 in college. 1 graduating from high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
But-
graduating from.
What grade are you in?
8th. I'm going to
Oh,
high
you're
school.
almost there.
But
He's 13 only.
But there, I have this kid who's always in like most of my classes this year. His name's Dominic, and the weirdest thing is he actually looks like Jerome, but not normally. Like when Jerome has the scars on his mouth, because the way his mouth is shaped, it's like this, like sticking out, like Dominic, and he has the same eyes, and his hair is like really spiky and like shaved on the sides like Jerome is. So every time I look at him, I like think of
What's the actor's name?
Cameron.
Oh, that's right. It's Cameron.
I'm so proud to be named Cameron.
Why, he's
Cameron
one of your
what?
favorite?
Monaghan, something like that.
Monaghan?
It's Monagh.
Monahan.
Monaghan.
Monahan.
It's an N at the end. An N.
Monahan?
Monaghan, something like that.
Survey
yeah,
says
yeah, I don't know. Monahan.
Monahan.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's an Irish boy.
Definitely.
But yeah, I love him. He's my favorite Joker, like ever. And I
That show's
actually,
really good.
I actually got upset
Gotham?
when he
Yeah.
Never
died.
seen it.
I started it, but I fell off like I do with every
I,
freaking show
I
watch.
got,
But I
I
liked it when I was watching it.
got really upset when he like died, but then his twin, it's just him again.
His
Comes in-
twin. That's a way of bringing back a character.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had a twin.
But the Joker? I
Yeah.
guess this is true though. I think that's part of the actual story.
Oh, is that
Yeah,
right?
Man.
But
I'm pretty sure.
what I don't like about this new one, Jeremiah, is for some reason their parents had love the letter J because Jeremiah. Who names their kids that?
The Kardashians.
I've heard a lot worse names.
Like, I mean, Jerome,
Kylie,
that's a
Kim.
good name, I guess, but Jeremiah,
Jeremiah's different for sure.
just because it has a J in it as well, like
Yeah.
not even like Carl or something.
Well, like the Kardashians, they all have K's.
Yeah, but those are good names. Jeremiah, that's like
That's a biblical
That's
name.
like 1880.
It's good names because they're the most popular people in the world, and they made it good.
What? The Kardashians?
Kardashians.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'd be like,
Yeah.
kind of name.
Kendall, what kind of name?
Kendall, Kim.
Yeah. Kim's kind of normal.
Kim is normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chloe is normal.
Chloe.
But they're all with K's. They're
Yeah.
not spelled with C's.
That's true. I never even realized.
They're all K's.
Yeah, that's true. I never realized
Even
that.
Kris Jenner. Shit's with a
With
K.
Interesting. I wonder if they changed that or not.
I know ever since I've known them
Or
or,
if it's like a
of
family,
them,
or
it's
if
always
like a
been
family
all
tradition or
K's.
something.
Yeah, I don't know, but I think they sounds like they did it on purpose. And then they go and name the boy Rob. It's like, no wonder you failed.
You're not
You
part
were
of the
left
family.
out. You were excluded from the beginning. You get
They never loved
Kim,
them.
Kendall, Chloe, Kyle,
Kylie.
and whatever.
Is there more?
Yeah, I think there is. There's one more. And I forgot.
Chloe, Kendall, Kylie,
yeah.
Kim.
There's one more that was married to Lord. What's his name?
Yeah.
She's got the 3 babies.
I
Or
could
4
ask that
babies.
down in a second. She knows it by heart.
She's the prettiest one, I think. But
forgot.
whatever. They're all, and then it's like Rob.
I know.
It's like,
That is
how
funny.
come you didn't love me right from the beginning?
They don't like males. Second, there was a boy. Like we don't love this one.
No wonder he's so screwed up in the head.
Yeah. having to the Kardashians being named without a K in your front name shows that you're not loved in the family.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
It's
It
like-
seems that way at least.
It's like a boy, let's punish him by naming him Rob.
Yeah, they could have named him anything. Keith. At
Keith.
least give him a K.
I know.
You know what I mean? Rob.
That's
Rob.
like that's like
And the most boring name.
Yeah.
that's like
simple.
that's like such a reindeer outcast. Prancer, Dancer.
They set him up for this his whole
Comet,
life.
Blitzen, Cupid,
Rob.
Rob. And Rob.
Wow, they really set him up to fail from the beginning. That's terrible.
But yeah, I really do love Cameron Monaghan's Joker. He's my favorite. The reason why I don't like Jeremiah is because he's too calm. He's not like, even though he does crazy things, he doesn't act.
Does he still play the Joker?
Yeah, he doesn't act as sporadic as he used to, which is so annoying. I hope they bring him back somehow because, you know, they'll find a way.
Or maybe just the personality, bring back the personality.
At least. Because he's always like...
Is that show still going on?
Yeah,
okay.
He's always speaking like this. Like, he's always like in his... It's like Joker ASMR. He's always speaking in a calm, low voice.
Did they give him a different demeanor? Like
yeah,
the way
now
he
he
is,
actually looks like the Joker.
But does he act very different
his
from the
skin's
first
white,
character?
he has green hair. Yeah, very different.
Really?
If they didn't look the same, you would never think he's the Joker. If he didn't have the white hair, the white skin, and the red lips.
So how like the other Joker became that way because he fell into a vat or something like that? Didn't he fall into like a chemical vat?
That was the Joker from Suicide Squad.
Sorry. Mixing them up. Was it the same actor?
No.
Nope. Different
I
actor.
hate that one. He's so annoying.
Different actor.
I hope.
But the girl was
the
good. What's her name?
Yeah.
She was really good.
Harley
Quinn.
Yeah.
Whoever the actress was. She was really good. She was a good Harley Quinn.
But yeah, how I like the story of this Joker, Jerome.
Look how integrated you are with the Joker. Cameron plays the Joker. Your name is Cameron. Harley Quinn, your middle name is Quinn, and that's his girlfriend.
But I don't know anything about Harley Quinn.
But I'm just saying, there's a connection there. Just don't.
For it to be your favorite, don't become him.
But I love the story.
And it's your favorite character, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
But I love the story of it because of like his persona. Because from what I know, how he became the Joker or whatever, how he became crazy is trauma. Because the story is he had
messed up parents, right?
Yeah, because the story is he had a twin brother, and apparently from his brother's side of the story, when he was young, he was always crazy. He'd always be doing insane things to him. Basically, his twin brother, the suck up, would always tattle to his mom, and then his mom would do messed up things to him. And then what they did is, since the mom is such a great mom, she hid the suck up away to protect him from the messed up kid. And then since he had such messed up parents, it forced him to go into a stage of trauma, which turns him into the Joker. It's cool because he has like a subtle split personality from when he first becomes the Joker, because what he does is he'll start crying, and then he'll laugh, and then he'll like speak calmly, and then he'll yell, and then he'll laugh, and then he'll cry.
I remember you showing me the videos, and it was the guy, the actor, did a great job.
The funny thing is that this was obviously, from the producers of Gotham, this was obviously a nod of him becoming the Joker. When he's talking to the detective about what his mom always used to do whenever he was at home with her, she would always be having or making an affair with random men, and he would always be like, "Don't come yell at me to do the dishes when you're banging a clown in the next room," which was obviously a nod.
He became a clown.
Yeah, which was obviously a nod. Which I don't know if he called him a clown since like he was annoyed, like who does that to random women, or if he lived in a circus, so there was obviously clowns everywhere. Which is also a very cool, detailed, and creative way of him not just being like Michael Myers kind of killer, like a Joker jester persona, which is cool. I really like it. And I like how he literally wasn't afraid to do anything. Like, even if he knew he would die, he didn't care. He just wanted to do it and get things done, which really made me feel like he is, even if he doesn't have the makeup and he's just a regular guy who acts crazy, it makes me think automatically this is the Joker, because this is what the real Joker would do. That's why I don't like the other guy, the Suicide Squad dude, because He was just annoying. Like, I didn't like his laugh.
A lot of people said that. And he's what's the name of that actor?
It's like Jared something.
Yeah. The guy from...
Jared Leto.
Leto, yeah.
Leto, yeah. There
Something
we
like
go.
that.
Oh, he's a singer too.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's in a band.
Yes.
Is that who that was? I didn't even know
That's the
that.
Suicide.
30 Seconds to Mars, is that right?
Yes, 30 Seconds to Mars,
Yes.
exactly. He was in another movie, actually.
He's a big actor.
He won a Grammy
Yeah,
or
he's a big
something
actor.
like that.
But he got a lot of backlash for that character.
What,
that
being
Joker.
bad at it, you mean?
The Joker, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't like that Joker.
Yeah.
He didn't like. He always says like, I don't like that.
His
Joker.
laugh is annoying. He looks stupid. Like, since when does the Joker have any tattoos?
Yeah, well, that's the director and the
Yeah.
writer.
They're trying to make it probably more modern, I
They
guess.
their own, yeah.
But that's
Right,
not what
like-
the Joker's about. He's always having,
They-
like, the old-fashioned purple suit.
Mhm.
And,
Right,
like,
they kind of
the,
lost
the only thing I like about the new Joker, like Jerome's twin brother, is that he has the classic stuff. He's got the purple suit, the green tie, the giant hat thing.
So this is the twin brother.
Yeah.
The twin brother's the legit Joker.
Yeah, except he doesn't act like it. Even though he does insane stuff, like
I
he
didn't
blew up
see
a
it.
church, like
Yeah.
he dug his brother's body out of his grave, and he like there. I still get confused to it. There's this one clip of when you know that Jeremiah's now the Joker. He does this really weird thing where he pretends to be his brother, but then he peels off like a mask and it's him, which I don't even get how that's a twist. Because then it's just him wearing makeup.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
It's the same
ooh, look
person.
at me, I'm actually his twin. But you knew that anyway because we look exactly alike. I don't
Yeah.
get what's the difference. Just because he has white skin and he has like, regular, just pale skin.
Yeah.
So I think that we got something really good out of this today. I definitely think you should create a YouTube account and have film reviews on there.
You do anything you want.
Really, because I think you're pretty passionate about it. You articulate it super well.
You get really into the details.
Yeah, and it's super descriptive. I could like almost see it without even seeing the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I know exactly what you're talking about. So I think
Try it
it's something you might enjoy. And we might need some of these mics.
You're gonna, yeah, I could help you out.
This is all hooked up to what, your
My
computer?
computer.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I had to scramble and set these mics up.
I thought you've done a
Today.
podcast though already.
Not with all the mics. I had one mic, and I did a couple for fantasy football. Not as
Like
legit
this?
as this. No.
No?
It was a little different. This is like the most legit.
And what do you
3
call your
microphones.
podcast?
I have this is called Gametime with ARod.
Oh, okay. So it's not White Party Brawlers?
No, that's the fantasy
That's the
football
fantasy
one.
football.
Yeah,
Okay. Game
but
time.
I have a different YouTube
I
account.
like that Game Time with ARod.
Yeah, because I watch sports in here. I play video games.
And ARod is
That's
is-
me.
I know.
Oh, but you're saying the baseball player.
But you can't connect it with the baseball player.
Yeah. I wasn't even trying to go there.
I know.
There's more of this is where we watch sports and play video games.
Yeah.
So it's game time with sports and play games.
It's very cool. So you brought it from upstairs to down here, right?
Yeah, this was really like unfinished, and then I just painted
Yeah,
it.
I was
and,
telling Tatiana I didn't remember the basement. If you told me you had no basement, I would have been like, oh yeah, that's right. I do not remember the
Yeah.
basement at all.
This was the only finished room they had down here, and I just painted the walls and set up a few other things.
I think
and-
you did a great job. I mean, it looks good. What do you think, Cam?
I like it.
Yeah, it's
I
Thank
like
you.
the couch and like the pipes connected to the shelf.
It has
The pipe
that
shelves?
industrial look to it, right? Did you really buy the fittings and all that and do it?
Yeah.
You had to, right?
Oh, the pipe? It
Yeah.
comes as a kit.
Oh, it does come as
Yeah,
a kit?
it like they want you to set it up a certain way. I customized it and
Right,
unscrewed stuff and built it however I wanted.
right. It looks good.
Thank you.
I like it. You displayed it nice. I love the flag. You know, you did a great job. We got to get some pictures though before we go,
Yeah, definitely.
because this is a nice setup. So we definitely have to do this again though.
I'm in whenever you want. Let me know.
Maybe have some reviews. We could set something up.
You guys want to end this, and we could talk about how to what what you might need and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
To get Cam going.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right, awesome. That was awesome.